Hello and welcome all of you. Welcome to our YouTube channel from GatePro. We are doing some interesting videos periodically. Of course, only when it is useful to students. Last time video was whether you should go for gate or job, or is it parallelly doing both, or getting a job in VLSI. So we did a lot of interesting videos so far. Now it's time for us to get back, and now we want to analyze whether it's worth writing gate in the two papers or not. Is it of any use if you write gate in two papers? Let's have a look at it. That is it worth writing two papers in gate? Because gate says you can write two combinations. They say that electronic students can write it in aerospace or biomedical. Sometimes they give a chance in instrumentation. They also give a chance in computer science. So within possible combinations, within a few possible combinations, they give a wide range of choice. My discussion is that really worth doing it or not? Is it any use if you do or write two papers in gate? Let's first of all look at what is the outcome of gate exam. What do you achieve with gate exam? When you look at outcome of gate exam, it's either for your MTech or MS or PhD or for your PhD jobs or for the JAF vacancies that are periodically coming out. Junior research fellows, which are periodically being filled up through GATE now, which are also filled up through UGC net. So these are the outcomes that you possibly have. Question comes, what is the basic qualification required for this? What do you need? What is the eligibility criteria for it? The eligibility criteria is obviously not simple. It's a combination of your basic qualification, your BTech, whatever it is, in whatever branch it is, plus a valid GATE score. So it's obviously a combination of your basic qualification as well as valid GATE score. So sometimes if you have a valid GATE score in a second branch, and if your basic qualification doesn't support it, it's of no use. So if your basic qualification, like they say for communications, if it is BTech EC, and if you write GATE in electrical, it may not be of any use. So that's where the basic qualification plus a valid GATE score is very important. So obviously learning additional subjects, burden, that's a very big thing you should really overcome here. So let's say that if you are writing in electrical, you have to learn machines again. If you are learning in writing in instrumentation, you have to learn their own subjects. So obviously additional subjects is a burden. Think about it before you write, no doubt, but I'll analyze it. I will go for an analysis. Very little benefits for the core branches. If you are from core civil or core mechanical, electronics, electrical, computer science, unless and until you have a plan to shift your core sector, core area, it's of not much advantage. It's not much advantageous. But believe me, if you are from engineering, physics, instrumentation, or any such branch like MSc, not BTech, probably then there may be some advantage of shifting yourself. Then there is an advantage that you can have a better option. Or if you are from biomedical or aerospace engineering and you want to shift to core VLSI, it possibly has some advantage. But otherwise, what I believe strongly is, it's very little benefits for the core branches. Very little benefits for the core branch, right? Then, its advantage no doubt for engineering physics, instrumentation people, or MSc with XC, Excel, for them it's obviously an advantage. And I'm not speaking without any proofs. We got a very systematic proof for it. We'll have a look at it, we'll see the proofs, we'll see the admission procedure and a lot of things. So it's useful for interdisciplinary courses also. Like there is an interdisciplinary course in IIT Mumbai called as Operation Research. For those courses, if you are desperate to shift to those courses, then possibly, yeah, there is an advantage if you go for 2 or 3 branches. Then if you write gate in two branches, then it may have an advantage. So let's handle things, let's understand. And of course, if you're going for any running technology, like electrical students wants to shift to VLSI, or somebody wants to shift into optoelectronics, or biomedical students want to shift into some other area, or you want to shift into aerospace engineering, electronic student wants to go into biomedical, or he wants to go into some core biomedical sector, then if you are going for such trending technologies, yes, it may have an advantage. Otherwise, not much useful. So competition and score issues is one thing most people tell me, sir, no sir, in electrical if I write or instrumentation if I write, there is less competition there, so my score will be boosted up. It's not actually a fact, it's a myth. It's a myth that if you write it in other branches where there is less competition, your rank is boosted, score is boosted, but everything is normalized. Everything is normalized in that score equation. So it is not a serious advantage that you write in instrumentation and apply through instrumentation and then you are from BTech EC and then you have an advantage. Not much advantage. So core branches, not much advantage in writing in other branches again. But yeah, some branches which are lesser known, like aerospace is rare, biomedical is rare, engineering physics is rare. These people, if they write in the core branches, there is an advantage. But otherwise, score is better there or here, I'll apply through my instrumentation score, that's of not much of advantage. It's not much of advantage. Right. Let's take IIT Mumbai and Department of Electrical Engineering as a reference. I've taken 3 to 4 colleges as a reference. On that basis, I did some analysis. After that analysis, we'll conclude. Okay. So this IIT Mumbai, where there is Department of Electrical Engineering, which has got 6 MTech specializations, and all the 6 MTech specializations look at the criteria or look at the eligibility. The first is Communications Engineering, where the BTech Computer Science is allowed, BTech IT is allowed, BTech Electrical, EC, Engineering Physics is allowed, and MSc is also allowed. But when it comes to GATE, the BTech, even the MSc people are allowed, without BTech. Engineering Physics are allowed, but for GATE, you should be from CS or EC or from EE. That means, if you want to do MTech in Communications Engineering, for all these 4 people, there is no need of writing GATE in a different branch. Because Computer Science BTech, Computer Science GATE is allowed. Electronics BTech, Electronics GATE is allowed. Engineering Physics people, if you write it in these core areas, you can come into Communications Engineering in MTech. So otherwise, the core people don't need to again have to write sign paper. It's of no use. But if you look at similarly, the second one, controls and computing, BTech aerospace is allowed, aeronautical engineering, BTech aeronautical engineering is allowed, computer science is allowed, engineering physics is allowed, MSc people are allowed, but your GATE should be from these branches. That means aeronautical engineering students, please write your second paper in any of this, you can get into this branch. So aeronautical engineering students, if you write your GATE in second paper, it's some advantage. Whereas these electronics, electrical, instrumentation, computer science, no advantage. Not much of use. Similarly, look at the third specialization, the power electronics. Power electronics and power systems, for whom the eligibility is computer science, BTech, computer science IT, EC, EE, IN. If computer science people want to come to power electronics and power systems, which is a very rare thing, if you want to come to computer science from power electronics, then you should write your GATE in any of this, then you are eligible for it, because your BTech qualification is not sufficient. So your BTech qualification is eligible, but your GATE score should be from this, then you will have an advantage. And I am sure no computer science student will ever try to go into power electronics or power systems. With the sort of computer science backdrop and the college and the style that we grew up with there in BTech, I don't think you would love to go to these areas. But if you are interested in rocket science, if you are interested into core electrical, where your batteries, power and those things are interesting, then you may like to shift by writing your GATE in any of this. So second paper in this may be of advantage if you want to venture into this. Similarly, if you look at electronic systems, MTech specialization called as electronic systems, in which biomedical people are eligible, biomedical, MSc people are eligible, computer science is eligible, GATE biomedical is also eligible for it. So MSc people, if they write their GATE second paper in any of this, it is an advantage. Other than their XC Excels, it is certainly an advantage. So I hope you're getting the point. So the common sense is, biomedical people, your BTech and your GATE biomedical is sufficient for this. There is no advantage. So writing the second paper is an advantage in rare branches or some limited branches, not necessarily every time, not necessarily everywhere. Now look at the next specialization, something called as integrated circuits and systems, which is the most in demand. VLSI's close cousin of VLSI. BTech CSE, IT, engineering physics, biomedical is also eligible. MSc is eligible, but your GATE should be from any of these branches. Then biomedical people, if you write your GATE in this, you have an advantage. So you go through the seat matrix accordingly. What branch is requiring the BTech as basic qualification and GATE as a second qualification, accordingly you write. Then it is certainly an advantage. But a biomedical student from BTech biomedical writing GATE and trying to venture into this is a very sensibly good idea. It's undoubtedly a good idea. But still, writing GATE as a second paper from EC is not easy for them. It's not easy because the subjects are different, their approach is different. Then comes the sixth, of course, last specialization called as solid state devices. Something similar to embedded and something similar to these areas. BTech CS is eligible, GATE CS is eligible, BTech IT of course, MSc is eligible. They need to write the second paper in any of this. Engineering physics, GATE physics is allowed, GATE PH stands for physics. And MT, also MT is eligible, materials and technology. So for them also the same MT is allowed. So what I am trying to tell you is, if your BTech is in any of this engineering physics, and GATE is also physics is allowed, you don't need to write second paper, but MSc people, if they write the second paper, it's an advantage. So this is how I thought I should give you a small analysis of the second paper. Core branches, nowhere you're getting an extra advantage. There's no extra edge. Some rare branches, they do get an extra edge. Similarly, let's look at computer science department. Look at IIT Mumbai's computer science department, where any BTech is eligible, MSc is eligible, MCA is eligible, but their GATE score should be pakka from CS. Now electronic students, if you want to shift to computer science, electrical students, if you want to shift to computer science, or anybody who wants to shift to computer science, from mechanical to computer science, from aerospace to computer science, then your GATE should be from computer science. Then your second paper has an advantage. So core branches, when you want to shift to some other core branch which is similar or related like computer science or electrical from EC, you can. It is an advantage. Writing second paper. Similarly, I have taken one more IIT as a reference, one more NIT of one more. In IIT Mumbai, there is an interdisciplinary program on operation research. This is what I was talking about, where any BTech is eligible, and then your GATE, of course, they are relevant for most of the papers. So for this interdisciplinary program, where GATE most papers are allowed, writing the second paper has not much of advantage unless until you are from a rare branch. If you are from core branch, you are eligible, because maximum papers are allowed for this, because it's interdisciplinary. So this is how I thought I should be doing an analysis on it, and this is what I thought. Similarly, there is something called as systems and control engineering, where any BTech is allowed, but GATE should be from aeronautical engineering, mechanical or electrical or EC or IN or chemical or CS. Then if you are from civil, BTech civil, writing any of this similar paper, if you are allowed, I think mechanical is allowed for you, then you can come onto this. So look at the seat matrix, look at your choice of IIT, look at the seat matrix and then take a judgment. So on, I did this seat matrix for other NITs and IITs also. Like look at Department of Civil Engineering from IIT Mumbai. Department of Civil Engineering from IIT Mumbai. They have a course called as MTech in Ocean Engineering, where any BTech is allowed. But the GATE score should be strictly from civil, mechanical, and so on like this related to this. That means if you look at an electronic students who might want to venture into MTech Ocean Engineering, which is a very rare thing, MTech in Ocean Engineering with BTech in Electronics, then you can write GATE as a second paper. I think such a vast shift in your career nobody wants actually. In your core sector nobody actually wants. So this is my analysis of understanding things, students. This is what I thought I should be analyzing. Similarly, I took NIT Srinagar, where there is MTech in Microelectronics, where BTech, all these branches are eligible. GATE score also similar branches are eligible. GATE score also similar branches are eligible. Similarly, I took Department of EC, where BTech these branches are eligible. GATE score also similar branches are eligible. Almost. Only thing is if somebody wants to come to microelectronics with BTech electrical, then they can write in EC. Then they should write in EC. Then it's an advantage. So look at the seat matrix and then take a judgment accordingly. That's how I thought I should be analyzing it. Another serious analysis I did was with IST Trivandrum. IST Trivandrum, I did this analysis because it's also one of the different looking, different outlook college where there is Department of Avionics. And what they do here, MTech in control systems. Any BTech is eligible, but your gate should be from mechanical or aeronautical or biomedical or EC or EE or IN. So if computer science student wants to come into this, he has to write gate in any of this. Because avionics is a very upcoming area. And if you want to shift into avionics, then it's an advantage. So there are limited advantages in writing the second paper where you are shifting yourself to a different core or different sector. Then it's an advantage. Your core itself, if you want to shift, it's an advantage. Otherwise, limited opportunities. Similarly, in IST, there is Department of Avionics which is offering digital signal processing, in which any BTech branch is eligible, but your gate should be from any of these three sectors. Then, if mechanical wants to, the student wants to do it, then probably you can write gate in these sectors. So I hope this is how I thought the analysis should be going on. Similarly, if somebody wants to come into VLSA or microsystems in Department of Avionics in IST Trivandrum, only these branches gate is allowed. So your BTech may be from any branch, you have to shift by writing gate here. So on I did a lot of analysis on this on a lot of colleges, but the conclusion, yes, let's come to the conclusion now. There's no serious advantage for EC or electrical students writing the second paper in any branch, unless and you want to shift to computer science, shift yourself. It's useful for IN if you write it in EC. It's useful for physics people, engineering physics, if you want to do it in EC. It's useful for MSc people to write in EE, EC or computer science also, because they would like to shift. So not much advantage for EC or electrical. Any advantage of writing in biomedical or aeronautical for EC or electrical? This is one doubt I get. Is it seriously important that EC or electrical, if they write it in biomedical or aeronautical? I think it's limited advantage because I found few colleges which might be offering your requirements of biomedical or AE and BTech EC. Very little scope. But yes, there are some colleges which are offering MTech with GATE biomedical or AE with BTech EC, mandatory. So then maybe you can write. Otherwise, not much of advantage. What about the advantage of writing GATE computer science if you're from EC or electrical? This is absolutely okay if you want to shift completely to computer science. If you want to shift, it is an advantage, no doubt. So that's my conclusion, students, about two papers. Think properly and take a decision. And if you got any doubts about your decision, please message us to this number. We're always ready to help you. The link also contains the message, number, app, GatePro app. Download the app. Have a look at our content. Have a look at our courses. And of course, we have got evening batches, recorded calls, live courses, classes. We also have got offline classes in Vizag right now going on. Then of course we got test series in the app. We got study material in the app. Soft copies available in the app. So a lot of things happening at GatePro, but in spite of all that busy schedule, we take out a lot of time to do these videos, to take some time to help students. So this is my analysis on two papers to be written in GATE. Think properly and then choose a second paper, because it's not easy choosing a different branch and writing their subjects and struggling with those subjects. So think, take a decision. Still, if you got doubts, please feel free to WhatsApp us. That number is always available on WhatsApp. Feel free. And please like, subscribe, and please share this video, students. We'll be very happy if you can share this video to your friends who might be in such confusion. Thank you. Take care.